Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching today, as we are going to do some more work with our Aztek engine parts today. And basically what I'm going to do is we're going to take both of the cylinder heads from the Aztek, the 3.4 liter V6. I took these off of the engine months ago. And as you can see, I really cleaned them up as best as I can here. Still have a little bit of stuff to do on the bottom, but you can see where all the valves and such go. All of that stuff has been cleaned out for the most part. It was extremely disgusting. These parts haven't been taken care of while the car was still put together. Obviously, lack of oil changes, and my Aztek was most likely victim of a head gasket failure. So there was a lot of gunk, a lot of sludge, just a lot of stuff inside of that, you know, in those valleys and everything. This head here was from a junkyard 3400 because the other head that was here, a spark plug broke off in it, and it's either because somebody cross-threaded it when they put it in, or it could be because of the heat, I was told also, but I'm honestly going to go with the cross-threading thing. It broke off, and it was going to cost a lot of money just to have that head, the spark plug, tapped out, redone. I mean, it was useless. So I went to the junkyard for 50 bucks, and I bought this head, and I cleaned it up. You know, and that's, again, you know, it was really bad looking also. So today, what I'm going to do, sorry, there's a slight breeze. I don't know if the wind is being picked up on the camera or not, but anyway, what I'm going to do today is we're going to try to actually clean up the gasket surfaces on the heads today. We're going to use some sandpaper, the sanding blocks. I just bought these today. This is 180 grit, which is what I found a lot common for this task, like you know, through YouTube and Google and stuff. So a lot of people said they use 180 grit sandpaper to smooth out the surface areas, get rid of any gaskets that's left, which the gaskets honestly came off fine on both heads, on the block even, you know, so there really isn't any gaskets that we have to scrape up, but we definitely need to do a little more cleaning on the gasket surfaces, and this, you know, we should be able to lightly just kind of get rid of it, anything that's on there. So let's take the camera down over here and I'll show you guys exactly what we're dealing with. Okay, so here's both of the heads. Like I said, we had them cleaned up pretty well. This is obviously going to be our head gasket surface here. And, you know, there's just some stuff here that, you know, we have to just kind of sand off and get rid of. Yeah, basically, that's pretty much it. Like this here, this is a major gasket surface here. These areas right here. So we want to get, you know, all of this stuff sanded off, and the 180 grit should take that off. But these actually cleaned up really well when I did it. And then of course the rest of this we want to be absolutely smooth. It really doesn't feel too bad as I'm just running my hand across this particular head. This is the one from the junkyard, by the way. But, you know, it feels a little rough over here, smooth right here, smooth even right over here where even some of these marks are. It's still pretty smooth, so that's good. It's a little rough down here. So yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then I'm going to sand these exhaust ports too. Maybe I forgot about the whole stud situation. These I'll try to get off, maybe tonight even. I'll try to see if we can even get these out. I tried at one other time, didn't have much luck, but somebody let me borrow something that might help, so we'll see if that works. But we'll probably sand here because we have to put our exhaust manifold gaskets here, and so we don't want anything there. And these look pretty good too. This is where our intake gaskets are going to go, and these surfaces on this particular head look really nice also. There's a little bit of something there, but those aren't too bad. Those aren't too bad at all. So it shouldn't really be that hard of a task to accomplish. Now on the head that came from the Aztek, there's actually a lot less smoothness across here. This side doesn't seem to be as bad. This side here feels rough all along these edges here. Obviously we gotta try to get rid of all this here, this here. So maybe a little more work to actually do on the original engine head. Same with these. Now these, you can probably tell or not, I don't know if you can, but there are two broken exhaust studs in there, and this is where our exhaust leak was coming from when the car was running, because this, you can even tell from how black it is compared to these other exhaust ports. But this exhaust manifold part was not on here completely because these studs were already broken, so somebody had tampered with this already. And I think those are the only two bolts I have to have extracted from the head. The other junkyard head, other than the three that are stuck in there, all the other ones are out. So these two I have to have extracted at some point, but we'll clean up the rest of those obviously. And the intake side, there again, the intake side's not awful, but there is some more stuff on the gasket surfaces that we're going to have to get rid of. So this particular engine, which is GM's 3400 3.4 liter sequential fuel injected V6, it was definitely an engine that GM had used in a lot of their cars throughout the 90s and up to like the mid 2000s. They are made up of an aluminum engine block and these aluminum heads. So for those of you who aren't really aware of metal types and stuff, aluminum is a softer metal, and it's very easy to damage if you're not careful. So when it comes to doing any of the sanding, I'm not going to be like pushing into it. We're just going to take the sandpaper and just kind of lightly go back and forth. You don't want to push too far into it because you will probably shave off a lot more than you're gonna be bargaining for. So we'll just see how well this works. Like I said, we're just gonna go back and forth nice and easy and see how it goes. There's a spot on this head here where it looks like there's some goop that's like stuck to it. We're just going to use a razor blade and just carefully pick that off like this. If you have any gasket particles left on here too, you'd want to do that, but this seems like it was just some leftover sludge. So it looks a little bit better from what you can see. Like I said, there really wasn't a whole lot, and I just got a rag here and just lightly wiping the dust away. And just from moving the rag around, it still feels completely soft in a lot of the areas of this head. That looks alright. See, there's some dark spots on here, like around here and stuff, but as long as it feels like it's smooth and flush, which this feels really smooth, real smooth, then there shouldn't be any problem with the gaskets not mating to all these gasket points here. A little bit up here. Yeah, right up here. Feels like it's a little rough. You want to go gentle with it, like I said. You don't want to like really dig into it. See, it feels different already. Just concentrating on that spot just a little bit. Yeah, that feels better already. This here, that feels alright. Yeah, so it feels just like putting your hand over glass. So that's good. That's definitely a good sign. You can still see some dark marks here, and I tried getting those off, but I don't want to spend too much time, especially on this area here where a lot of that compression takes place. But it is smooth. You can't feel any of those marks on there, so it should be fine. Same with over here and whatnot. So yeah, it feels fine. Okay, so we did the intake side now. You can see it looks pretty shiny. Still some dark spots, of course, but this whole area here where all of the gaskets are supposed to be, as long as it's smooth to the touch and you don't feel anything that feels like it's going to obstruct the gasket any. Right up here, I gotta maybe do a little more. It's a little rough up there. Yeah, it's better. So there shouldn't be any issues with the gaskets adhering to the side. Like I said, the gaskets actually, came off pretty well, because I don't think they were that old, to be honest with you. I think somebody had just done it. I don't think they did it right is the problem, I think. That and the combination of maybe oil changes and plugging things up that shouldn't be plugged, all the sludge and stuff, well, that's probably why I'm doing this again. Well, for the first time on this car, for me, but probably the second time for this car. So, this all feels fine, and I don't think we're going to have any issues here. So, that's great. We got this side all cleaned up. We got the actual head gasket side cleaned up as best we could. I know people are probably thinking that I should actually polish this, make sure all of that crud is off and stuff. And you know what? I'm not going to take the time, because, with the condition of what that engine looks like it might have been through, it may not even run after this is done, with all the potential damage that could be at the bottom end of the engine, and I'm not honestly getting into that. So we're just going to let it ride like this. This is all perfectly smooth. It feels great. I don't think it's going to have any issues with the gaskets just based on how it looks. So I'm just going to ride with it. And if need be, if the motor goes, then perhaps we'll get another motor and I'll have it put in by somebody else. But for now, I feel like this gasket is honestly ready for ready to be put back into the engine. Now, as far as the studs go that are stuck in the head of, well, both heads of this engine, a guy that I work with, one of the mechanics in the shop, let me borrow this here set. It's a 4-piece set, and it's supposed to take out these kinds of studs that are not broken off. I guess what they do is they actually grab onto the stud once you start trying to torque it to get it loose. So he let me borrow these, and I think we're going to give this a try. Now I am going to get some PB Blaster, and obviously we'll try it that way with it. And if it breaks off, then it breaks off, and that's just, you know, one more I'll have to get extracted like the other two. So let me go get the blaster and we'll begin. Okay, so then start turning it. Oh wow, yeah, I feel it tightening it. Hopefully, this probably would have been easier if it was still in the car. And we'll take it. No. I probably just it like has a grip on it and then it stops gripping. Grabbed it and then it doesn't do anything with it. What if the blaster maybe should go in there? What if we try it without the blaster? It's difficult when it's not hooked up to anything. Oh wow, it worked. It worked for this one. No way. Huh. Look at that. Took it right out. Let's try it on this one now. This one wasn't sprayed. I can't believe how, hopefully it works like that for the rest of them. Wow. Huh, this thing's awesome. Okay, so we'll stop with the other head for now because I gotta clean off the exhaust grease and such better from that first head. So we'll move on to this one, and since I still have the tool out, we'll see if these studs will come out. Then from there we'll move on to the other surfaces. I forgot to mention the valve cover surface. We're gonna clean the valve cover surfaces also, and I'll have to go back and do the other one, but we're gonna do those also. These are really rusted. Can't guarantee if this is gonna work on this one, but we'll see. guess. Maybe not. Ah, darn it. Okay, so that one broke off, unfortunately. Right there. Oh, this one was actually really easy. Didn't seem like it was stuck at all. One more. We got 2 off this one. Get 2 off the last one. It'll be a good day. Oh, that one wasn't that tight either. Alright, so head number 2, the junkyard head. We just finished sanding this side down. Despite, again, the dark spots, it feels just as smooth as the other one. Yep. So, cleaned up pretty good. You can tell it's got a shine to it. And therefore we shouldn't have any issues with the gasket going back onto this head here. Okay, so I think this side's pretty good also. Wipe it all up there. And that spot right there. That's a tough spot. Let's see if we can use this here. Oh, it looks like there's actual... I don't know. It's either dug up a little bit or it's lettering of some type, really tiny. I don't know. It should be alright. It looks like it just misses the actual gasket surface here, like right where that ring is, where the gasket actually meets that port. That should be alright. And then all of this here, this is perfectly smooth. Good, good. Maybe a little there. Okay, better. There we go. Yeah. So I think this one is probably ready also. Now I have to go back and do it to the original head, but since this one's still here, we will be doing the valve cover side also. As you can see, there's definitely a line here where the gasket was. So I wonder how well it'll come up. I don't have the best blade. Oh, there we go. Just kind of pick it off a little bit there. Don't forget to do the tops. This is where I think there's supposed to be some sort of silicone here, if I'm not mistaken. So this probably has to be as clean as possible up there. Here is the valve cover surface, as you can see, and yet again, run your finger across it. You shouldn't feel any rough spots. There's a little bit of a rough spot right up here. I'll get that a little bit more, but you can tell it looks a lot better than it did with the oil or the old gasket residue on there and such. But I'm running out of camera footage, or camera time, and it's getting dark, so I will finish up this one after I say goodbye to you guys, and then that's pretty much going to be it for as far as cleaning up the valve, or not the valve, sorry, the gasket surfaces. In a vlog coming up here real soon, we're going to actually put in the new valve seats and or valve seals, and then we're going to lap the valves. Yes, we're actually going to do some lapping. So I bought a lapping tool and compound, and that's probably going to be in a vlog shortly after this one. And also, since I have a pick set, I could probably pick more of this grime out of here that we weren't able to get with the toothbrush when we did our cleaning. But for the most part, I'm still really impressed with how these how these heads actually turned out. So yep, so I'll finish the valve cover side on this one. You can see how it looks compared to this one, and then I'm gonna call it a night. So if you guys enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Also check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. Also, you can check all that merchandise out down below this video underneath the description box. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much again for watching. Take care.